Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a situation that has been heating up in the Caribbean. Venezuela's recent military mobilization. What sparked this? A massive U.S. aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. has been conducting joint exercises with Guyana's military, right on Venezuela's doorstep. This has sent ripples of tension through the region, and we're here to unpack what it all means. So let's set the scene. On one side, you have Venezuela, led by President Nicolas Maduro. On the other, you have Guyana, and now, entering the picture in a very big way, is the United States military. The point of contention is a territory known as the Essequibo region. It's a vast resource-rich area, about two-thirds of Guyana's total landmass, that Venezuela has claimed for over a century. Think about that in an area larger than Greece, packed with oil, gold, and other valuable resources. Recently, Venezuela held a referendum where citizens voted to approve the creation of a new Venezuelan state in the Essequibo region. This move was seen by Guyana and much of the international community as a major escalation, a step towards annexing the territory. In response, Guyana has been bolstering its international alliances, and that's where the USS Gerald R comes in. This isn't just any ship. The USS Ford is the world's largest and most advanced aircraft carrier. It's a floating city, a symbol of American military might. Its presence in the Caribbean, conducting exercises with the Guyana Defense Force, is a clear message of support for Guyana and a warning to Venezuela. As you can imagine, Caracas did not take this lightly. In direct response, President Maduro ordered a massive defensive military exercise on Venezuela's eastern coast, near the border with Guyana. He appeared on state television, surrounded by his top military commanders, declaring that Venezuela is a nation of peace, but will not be intimidated. He called the Use Guyana exercises a threat and a provocation. The Venezuelan military deployed over 5,600 troops for these drills. We're talking about a significant show of force involving land, sea, and air units. The stated goal was to prepare for any potential provocation or aggression and to demonstrate Venezuela's readiness to defend its territorial claims. This is the classic saber rattling we see in international disputes, where each side flexes its military muscle to signal its resolve. Now, let's break down the different perspectives here because it's not a simple black and white issue. From Venezuela's point of view, the U.S. involvement is foreign interference in a regional dispute. They see the U.S. as propping up Guyana to secure access to the massive offshore oil reserves discovered in recent years. For them, the claim to the Essequibo is a matter of historical justice, dating back to a border dispute in the 19th century that they believe was unfairly settled. The referendum was, in their eyes, a democratic expression of their people's will. From Guyana's perspective, this is an existential threat. The Essequibo region is their sovereign territory, recognized by international law since an 1899 arbitration. They see Venezuela's actions as aggressive and expansionist, a violation of their national integrity. The recent oil discoveries have transformed Guyana's economic prospects, and they're determined to protect that future. For them, the presence of the USS Gerald R. is a welcome sign that they are not alone and that their larger, more powerful neighbor cannot act with impunity. And what about the United States? Officially, the U.S. supports a peaceful resolution to the border dispute and respects the 1899 arbitration line. The joint exercises with Guyana are framed as routine military cooperation, aimed at enhancing regional security and interoperability. However, the timing is impossible to ignore. Bringing their most powerful naval asset into the region right after Venezuela's referendum is a very deliberate and powerful signal. It tells Caracas, don't even think about it. It also serves broader U.S. strategic interests, such as countering the influence of its adversaries like Russia and China, who have ties with the Maduro government. So where does this all lead? Are we on the brink of a conflict? Most analysts believe that a full-scale war is unlikely. Venezuela's military, despite its size, has been degraded by years of economic crisis and sanctions. Launching an invasion into the dense jungles of the Essequibo would be a logistical nightmare with a high probability of failure, especially with the U.S. watching so closely. For Maduro, these military exercises are likely more for a domestic audience, a way to rally nationalist sentiment, project strength, and distract from the country's severe economic problems. It's a high-stakes political performance. The international community is also playing a crucial role. The International Court of Justice is currently reviewing the case, though Venezuela does not recognize its jurisdiction. Regional bodies like CARICOM, the Caribbean Community, have been actively trying to de-escalate the situation, urging both sides to maintain peace and dialogue. Both presidents, Maduro of Venezuela and Irfan Ali of Guyana, even met and pledged not to use force against one another. However, these recent military maneuvers showed just how fragile that pledge is. The mobilization of troops and the presence of the USS Ford create a tense and unpredictable environment. A miscalculation, an accidental border skirmish, or a misunderstanding could quickly spiral out of control. It's as a classic security dilemma. One side's defensive actions are perceived as offensive by the other, leading to a cycle of escalation. Venezuela sees the USS Ford and says, "They're preparing to attack us. We must mobilize." Guyana and the US see Venezuela's mobilization and say, "They're preparing to invade. We must show strength." The real battle here may not be fought with soldiers, but with oil barrels and legal briefs. The vast offshore oil wealth is the true prize. Companies like ExxonMobil have invested billions in the region, all on the Guyanese side of the maritime border. Any instability threatens these massive investments and the global energy market. This economic dimension adds another layer of complexity, as powerful corporate and national interests are all at play. So, as we watch this situation unfold, it's important to keep a few things in mind. First, the historical context of the Essequibo claim is central to understanding Venezuela's motivations. Second, the discovery of oil has dramatically raised the stakes for everyone involved. And third, the geopolitical chessboard is in full motion with the US, and to a lesser extent Russia and China, using this dispute to advance their own interests in Latin America. For now, the situation remains a tense standoff. Venezuela has flexed its muscles, and the US has shown its support for Guyana in a very unmistakable way. The diplomatic channels remain open, but the military hardware is on the move. We'll be keeping a very close eye on this story as it develops, because the implications for regional stability and the global energy landscape are significant. This is more than just a border dispute. It's a test of international law, a flashpoint for geopolitical competition, and a high-stakes drama with billions of dollars on the line. What do you think will happen next? Will diplomacy prevail, or are we seeing the prelude to a more serious conflict? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective on this complex issue. Thanks for watching today's deep dive. If you found this analysis helpful and want to stay informed on global events, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'll see you in the next video.